Right, we've been doing a little bit of sneaky testing in the background for BushWrapz. We covered the whole of the new Explorer offshore boat in BushWrapz. Now, we've given this thing an absolute hiding over the last year. We've taken it all the way up to Cooktown, lived off the boat, out on the islands for up to 3 weeks. We've done another 2 weeks living on the boat, plus all the little day trips that you always get up to. Now, I've been using the BushWrapz product for the past 5 years on all of my four-wheel drives. I won't build a touring four-wheel drive without having BushWrapz protecting the sides. So we thought, why not have BushWrapz protecting the boat? We spoke to the team at BushWrapz about it. They'd done a little bit of testing and they said, you know what, why don't we make you one of the first guinea pigs to really get out there and use it? And I can tell you what, it has been an absolute game changer. A couple of the main reasons we love having it on our four-wheel drives. One, it stops all of that scratching. It's UV protected, so it keeps your paint looking absolutely Mickey Mouse underneath. And it does make your car far easier to wash. And so far, we've seen all of that translate straight through to boating. We've taken this thing through some tight tracks behind the big ram over at Fraser Island, and it worked exactly how we were hoping. No scratches down the beautiful custom paint job on our offshore boat. Now, it's UV protected, guys, which your boat is predominantly sitting out in the sun. So that's great to have. And I know if I go to sell this boat in the future, I can peel the BushWrapz protective coating off and the boat is going to be absolutely brand new underneath. Another reason that we put it on, guys, is because I wanted to tow this boat absolutely anywhere. Now, this might not be something you're all going to do, but even traveling on the road, stone chips is always a big issue with the boat. Now, even though we do have the big off-road trailer and I even have the stone guards on the front, there's still evidence where stones are flicked up and hit the front of the boat. So the fact that it's just touched that BushWrapz means my paint underneath is absolutely perfect. After doing our trip up north, we had 2 boats living off them for 3 weeks. And it was evident straight away that the areas that I had scuffing on my BushWrapz, the other boys had actually damaged their paint job. So the proof was in the pudding right there straight after our first big trip. Now we took it one step further. Not only did we wrap the outside of the boat, but we thought, why not protect all of those common places that cop an absolute hiding when you're boating? Number one, we've protected the gunnel rail. Now, you're always bringing sinkers up over the side of the boat. You've got your buoys hanging off. When you're rafting up with other boats, you always accidentally run into each other. We raft up far too much, but it's been incredible for that. All of that scuff mark of your buoys when you're tied up is rubbing on the BushWrapz instead of rubbing on your actual paintwork. We knew we were always going to wrap the side of the boat, but it's other key areas on the boat that I think have also made a massive difference. For example, we've actually wrapped all down the side here. We're forever putting jerry cans on the side of the boat when we're away on our big trips. You're putting fishing rods down the side, throwing spear guns on the boat. So all of this being protected has been absolutely awesome. The other key areas is large painted panels inside your boat. You've always got eskies rubbing when you're in the big sea. You've got your tackle bags. Everyone's pretty rough when they're on a boat. You definitely don't look after them probably as well as you do in a vehicle. Other key areas, guys, is your gunnels. They're always getting sinkers chucked in there, spear guns get tucked in there. So it's the other key areas on the boat, not just the sides, that we've really spent the time to make key BushWrapz pieces. One of the biggest concerns I had about putting BushWrapz on the side of the boat is, will it last? Will the water catch an edge and peel it off? And I can safely say it's been incredible. We actually had one of the other boys borrow the boat and he had a bit of drama getting it on and off the trailer and managed to scratch all the front of the boat and take a few gouges out of the BushWrapz. Best part about this is we cut that section of BushWrapz out that looked terrible and destroyed. The paint was absolutely Mickey Mouse underneath. We repaired the front of it and it's been good to go. But we have had no lifting. They put a nice wrap piece over the front. We've had no lifting of BushWrapz. We've had nothing lift on the side. They put a nice little silicone edge down there which helps hold it in. And so far, there is no fluffy bits of BushWrapz. I'll be honest, that was my biggest concern. But so far, after kilometres and kilometres on the water, this thing has been absolutely mint. The only places we've seen little bits of lifting has been that consistent rubbing of having our buoys being rafted up for 3 weeks, you know, every afternoon and every lunchtime with another boat. So we've basically taken this boat and jammed what a normal person boating would do over a couple of years into a very condensed window. When you live off a boat for over a month at a time, you really find out where the wear and tear is, and you find it out quickly. So rather than me destroying all the sides of my boat in this beautiful black paintwork, we've scuffed, dinted, and made a few little scratches on the BushWrapz. As soon as I peel that off, it's Mickey Mouse underneath, which is the whole idea. It's to protect your paintwork. If it needs to be removed, it is a sacrificial peel off, and you know everything's going to be Mickey Mouse, either for resale or just because you're an anal bastard like me and you like everything to look beautiful on your pretty boat. The other thing, guys, that really does make BushWrapz awesome is the cleaning side. Cleaning your boat is always the biggest pain in the ass. When we lived in the water for 3 weeks, yes, we found it got the scum line, but it was easier to get the scum line off the BushWrapz than it was to get it off the paint. When you come back to your shed and you need to hose everything down, all the salt and water really does just slide straight off the BushWrapz, making it far easier to clean. Couple of key areas that I would definitely recommend getting done. The hull, absolutely. The gunnels, they're always copping a hiding. The side of your boat, if you do find you store extra fuel, and of course, those pieces going inside the gunnel rails, large painted areas inside the boat, they are the key areas that always cop the most abuse. The amazing thing is, guys, BushWrapz now have kits for your boat. So whether you're looking at buying a brand new boat, whether you've got one in the shed that's still Mickey Mouse, or even you've got yourself a jet ski, I couldn't recommend having BushWrapz enough. I will not have another boat without the BushWrapz, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go and get our jet skis done as well. Do yourself a favour, get down, chat to the team at BushWrapz.